So obviously I really enjoy wrestling games, and it always brings a smile to my face when I see a wrestler appear or voice a character in a non-wrestling game. So I thought I'd talk about the best examples. Let's get started. Alright, I'm gonna start with probably the most well-known one, Brock Lesnar in the UFC games. Brock appears in all three Undisputed games, and he would go to appear in EA Sports UFC 1 and 4. So I'd like to mention I'm recording this gameplay on hard difficulty. He's broken. His hammer fists on the ground do ridiculous damage, and yes, you can take people to Suplex City. Here's Mark Hunt as an example. If anybody's watching this, did you play the Undisputed games online? Did y'all use Brock? Let me know down in the comments. Moving on to another MMA game, you're probably wondering what MMA game could have another professional wrestler besides Brock Lesnar. How does EA MMA sound, and what professional wrestler, is in the game? The almighty Bobby Lashley. Now, don't expect any top-tier gameplay because I have no clue how to play this. I even had to look at the controls when recording. But if you didn't know, yes, Bobby Lashley did have a career in MMA, having a record of 15-2 compared to Brock's 5-3. To be fair, Bobby had more fights than Brock, so it's not really fair to compare the two. But, I mean, the UFC does own Strikeforce. Hey, EA, can we get a Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar DLC for UFC 5? Thank you. Okay, one last UFC game. In UFC 2, there was a certain straight-edge savior that can be selected in the game. Okay, you get the reference. It's CM Punk. He would go on to appear in UFC 3 and 4, but I'm not reinstalling UFC 4 with this gameplay. I'm not doing it. Punk's not the best in the game. He has an 82 overall. In fact, he hadn't even fought Mickey Gall yet when this game came out. Sadly, Punk only had 2 fights in the UFC, both of which he lost. But I mean, now you can give Punk some wins in the octagon. I will say a lot of UFC YouTubers would pick Punk online just as like cannon fodder, just to have a funny video. But I mean, there are videos of people using Punk online doing very well with it, so I recommend go checking those out. Moving on to the Saints Row franchise, we have 3 cases of wrestlers appearing in the series. The first one I'm going to mention is in the 3rd and 4th games, Yankee Ball side missions. Rob Van Dam voices the character of Bobby, where he comments over the missions. Unfortunately, I don't think he makes any references of his wrestling career, but go play the Game Goal missions. They're funny. He does a great commentary, and he even said in an interview that he had a lot of fun voice acting for Saints Row.
Sports fans, and welcome to the craziest, wildest, bloodiest extravaganza outside of 4A. Yankee Ball 7. I'm Zach, and you all know my tag team partner, Bobby. Bobby, previous Yankee Balls have had no lack of surprises.
I've been asking you sort of, Zach, and this year will be no different. Murder, mayhem, and fun are all just a big part of any Yankee Ball. And the genius Man Can has cooked up an exciting list of never-before-seen events that promise anything we've ever seen.
Hey, worse than the Grizzly Bear Rodeo from Yankee Ball 4?
There is absolutely no doubt about it.
Wow, I'm actually salivating. Oh my goodness. And as an added bonus, Bobby, we've just learned that the leader of the 3rd Street Saints will be taking part in today's festivities. Think they can keep the winning streak going, huh?
We're about to find out. The games are going to begin, so let's get down there. When I say down to the action.
Another wrestler that appears in the Saints Row franchise is Hulk Hogan. He voices the character of Angel de la Muerte, who is a luchador in the game, and he gives you various activities, including the Tiger Escort, and I think a couple survival. It's been a couple years since I beat the game, so I can't remember exactly, but I know the Tiger Escort one is there. He helps your character out to hunt down and kill Killbane, and he's actually featured in my favorite mission of the entire Saints Row franchise, Murder Brawl. So, don't know how they got Hulk Hogan in the game, but, hey, what are you gonna do?
Get off. To remind me of what Killbane took from me. It keeps me focused.
The last wrestler to appear in the Saints Row series is Roddy Piper. In Saints Row 4, he plays himself in a mission where he fights Keith David. I believe it's a He Lives reference, but I've never seen the movie, so if I'm getting that wrong, I apologize. I'll show it. It's on screen right now. I remember doing the mission as a kid, and I'm like, "Hey, Roddy Piper, this is pretty cool." But apart from that, I can't really remember much about the mission or how it even ends. I know for a fact I did it, but I don't remember much. All right, so there's been a lot of wrestlers in a couple of football games, so I'm just gonna name off the ones that come off the top of my head. I know that Brock Lesnar was in a couple Maddens. Baron Corbin was in one. The Rock and Roman Reigns both appeared in NCAA Football 2005. Macho Man Randy Savage voiced the character El Machismo in the Cars spin-off game Cars Race Orama, which I have not played, but after discovering this, I want to.
Enough's enough, lady.
I'm gonna shake your shocks, bend your rims. I'm gonna...
Easy there, soldier. You're excited. Get it.
I am El Machismo. Bigger than big, better than bad. It's time I showed you what me time is all about.
Me time? That doesn't even make sense.
Batista and the New Day were DLC for Gears 5, which unfortunately I don't own Gears 5 or have that DLC. I hope you can still get the Batista DLC because I know he replaces Marcus in the campaign. If you don't know, Batista has always advocated to play Marcus in a Gears of War live action film, so it makes sense why he's DLC, and I think he actually does say, "Give me what I want." I'll see if I can find some footage.
This is my kind of...
The last wrestler we will cover that appeared in a non-wrestling game is actually The Rock again. He appeared in a game called Spy Hunter. I know nothing about it except it flopped commercially and it's not that good from what I know, but I will play a cutscene real quick to show y'all what I'm talking about.
Didn't anyone ever tell you it's rude to point?
The Interceptor is no longer the most advanced assault vehicle ever.
And with that, we're at the end of today's video. I know it was pretty short and sweet, but that's kind of how I like to do my videos nowadays. Thank you for watching. I'd like to thank my friend Jarek the Reaper for coming up with this idea in my Discord server. Go try to join the link. I've heard it's expired, so if it is, just let me know in the comments. I'll link a new one. But thank you guys for over 600 subscribers. I'm happy to report that my cut content video got over 2,000 views, so I'm happy that, you know, I'm happy I'm doing some views right now on YouTube. But anyway, do all the YouTube stuff. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, all that, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace. I'm out of here.